You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest now, Buhay Party-list Representative Lito Atienza. Congressman, always good to have you too. Maraming salamat for your time.
I'm always ready and happy to join you in any discussion
Maraming salamat,
for the sake of our people.
ABS-CBN franchise. So I'm going to start with this. At 10 a.m., in about 45 minutes, the Senate will be tackling the franchise renewal bid of ABS-CBN. Naunahan na po ang House.
In about 5 minutes, the lower house will be embarrassed. Because that's what will happen because, look, the Senate taking on its own, the first step to handle the problem, which the lower house should be handling. The law and the Constitution, they're very clear. It's the lower house that should be tackling, granting, withdrawing, canceling franchises, and hearing complaints if there are. I don't know what the Senate is doing, but I can understand why they're doing it. The lower house is not moving. We're not doing our job. So they saw it fit, and I congratulate Senator Poe for being sensitive to the times, and she's doing something about it. But we must remember, they cannot pass judgment. They cannot issue a franchise, as that is not within their authority as a legislative body.
So you don't think it's unconstitutional, what the Senate is doing, what the Senate is about to do, rather?
No, what they're doing is not illegal, not unconstitutional, for as long as they do not issue the franchise. Yeah. Because if they do, then that's a very illegal act.
Or for as long as, Congressman, they don't take this up in plenary, come up with a committee report and take this up in plenary.
They shouldn't even do that, because that would cause a real constitutional issue between the lower and the upper house. So they should investigate. They should probably teach us. That's what they're doing. They're leading the way for the lower house to follow. I've been shouting at the top of my voice.
Sinabi niyo nga ho ba, kahit araw-arawin mo si Congressman Alvarez,
ipapaalala ko.
Oo, na kailangan ng pag-usapan, yung franchise na inaraw-araw niyo ho ba, Kong?
Well, I'm doing my best. That's why I'm here now.
Well,
I'd like to remind him again.
I guess your best is not good enough, sir, because until now, wala pa ring hearing sa House of Representatives.
And he keeps on stonewalling on the issue by saying, siguro pagkatapos ng SONA. Can you imagine? He's even saying publicly, and the nerve to even say that, I'm not going to do my job. I'll allow it to pass March 30. Anyway, they can always ask for an extension. From whom? You know, Pinky, when your license expires today, tomorrow you cannot drive anymore. It's as simple as that. And I look at the franchise.
Is that the correct analogy, Congressman?
Yes. On March 30, it expires. On April 1,
hindi ka na pwede mag-drive.
They can be closed down. Wala na kayong lisensya eh. Sabi ni Speaker, hindi mag-a-apply sila sa NTC. The NTC will not act on it because there's a Supreme Court case pending.
Yeah, but the NTC also already asked the Department of Justice for a recommendation on this, right? That's what Secretary Guevara said.
All of this,
it seems as if it's just going around, sir.
All of this is just an issue that's going around with no end in sight, no conclusion, no legal basis for an ending. Parang hindi naman sila automatically closed. All of them are singing that tune. The deputy or the vice chairman of the Committee on Franchises and the Speaker also says that, and his favorite deputies are saying that. They can continue. You cannot expect that to happen without any basis in law. And the licencia is very clear and simple. You don't have it, you don't function.
But weren't there precedents, Congressman, that they were able to continue operating even without a renewed franchise? Hindi ho ba nangyari din yun sa CBCP and also, I think, with the GMA?
Yes, but there was no issue about the franchise at all. Ito sinasabi nila, maraming issue kaya hindi namin bibigyan. Hindi pwedeng arbitraryo, hindi pwedeng verbal yun. Di imbestigahan. Yung gagawin ng Senado is in order to me. it's a self-inflicting damage on the institution of the lower house. But I have to admit it. They're doing it right. Ayaw magtrabaho ng lower house, kami magtatrabaho.
Unahan na namin kayo.
Namin
In fact, when you think about it, Congressman, Senator Grace Poe was going to hear this sometime end of February, which she moved a week earlier, which will happen today.
Correct. And meanwhile, there's another case in the Supreme Court moving. And I feel in all of this, it's the lower house that is being put in one corner or painting ourselves against the wall. Wala na kami magagawa na I asked Speaker Cayetano, why are you doing this? Sabi niya, marami raw kaming trabaho.
Marami ba kayong trabaho, Kong?
Hindi nga kami makaka-master ng quorum. At saka, there are many, many measures that they even pass illegally. You have, let's say, 100 members on the floor. We vote on a measure. Bigla sila mag-a-announce, 220 voted in favor. Sabi ko, saan nanggaling yung 120? 100 yung binilang ko, assuming that we all voted yes. Like that measure on the child protection. I voted for it. But there were only 140 of us on the floor. But they announced a 220 final count. Where did the 100 or the 80 votes come from? All those are the authorized members traveling, attending meeting.
Signed it.
You allow them to vote? That's illegal. You cannot vote even if you're considered president by technicality, but you cannot be allowed to vote because anong boto mo? Hinulaan ng secretariat. So that's what's happening. We're wasting so much time on nonsense.
So you're not busy? The Congress is not busy?
I will not agree. If anyone says, we are so busy we cannot handle the ABS franchise. That's a lot of... you remember Pugo? Pugo, the comedian, Magnaning Contreras.
Hindi po
He had a favorite saying during his time. That's a lot of nonsense.
And that's a lot of nonsense, yung sinasabi po ni Speaker na busy po kayo. All right, we'll be taking a short break. This is The Source on CNN Philippines. Please stay tuned. You're watching The Source on CNN Philippines. Our guest today, Buhay Party-list Representative Lito Atienza. Just today, Congressman, we aired this at the House Committee on Legislative Franchises, chaired by Congressman Alvarez, says, and Congressman Tony Pet Albano also said this, they will meet today to tackle issues regarding the ABS-CBN franchise renewal.
Baka yun yung sinasabi nila na they've been meeting secretly. Or we have been having closed-door meetings. You don't conduct your business of public hearing closed door among yourselves. Why don't you tell the whole world, we're meeting, we're inviting Congressman Atienza, we're inviting all the members of Congress to attend. Ito hindi, sabi, pinagmamalaki pa ni Congressman Albano, maraming ang back-channeling that's going on. Oh, pati yan, illegal yan. Don't you know that you're saying something publicly which is illegal? You could go straight to Muntinlupa.
Paano po yun? What can the House do right now? What are your available options for those who want this franchise tackled already?
We can move for the discharging of
the motion to discharge.
To remove it out of the hands of Chairman Alvarez. I'm still gauging the individual sentiments of our members. On the positive side is that practically all of them would like the matter to be talked about now, except for the diehards deputy speakers. You know, we have so many deputy speakers now. Unprecedented.
How many do you have right now?
What, 24, 26? It adds up a little more every day.
There's a new deputy speaker.
Yeah, and you look around, there's so many people walking around the plenary. They're all assistant majority leader.
So maraming position. But Congressman, that motion to discharge, something that Congressman Lagman and I spoke about, he filed over a month ago, itong motion to discharge. And it's gathered from the last time we spoke, which was last week, 90 signatures. Can this prosper?
And they're moving heaven and earth to ask those 90 to withdraw. That's another insidious, to me, self-destructing measure, effort How can the Speaker be talking to the members to withdraw your signature?
So it's Speaker Alan Cayetano telling the members, withdraw your signature from that
Yes.
motion to discharge?
Yes, they're
How do
doing
you
that.
know that?
From those whom he had talked to.
So pinapa-withdraw niya yung
Oh,
signature,
masama,
sir?
masama talaga. Without knowing it, maybe he is destroying the institution of the lower house, now especially on the eve of our restoring it to full existence. EDSA 1 restored Congress. Siguro hindi niya naranasan yung 14 years of Congress disappearing from the picture. Marcos abolished Congress. For 14 years, we did not have that. And finally, EDSA 1 reestablished Congress. That's why I treasure it. Pinky, I contributed my own share by even offering my life, if necessary, to restore democracy. We were able to have a congressional reestablishment, and now one man is destroying it. That's why I cannot agree with him. Whatever he does, if I feel it is weakening or even decaying the foundations of our democracy by getting Congress to behave like this.
And this is just to be clear, you're referring to Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano. If that is how you feel, Congressman, do you have enough colleagues at the House who feel the same way? If you're saying that Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano is destroying the image of the lower house.
At this point, I will have to admit, hindi naman marami pa siguro yan. Dahil marami silang mga inaalagaan eh. Alam mo na, the perks of being appointed deputy speaker. You treasure that. You've never even been considered for anything. Now you're a deputy speaker. You're a neophyte. You're made a chairman of a committee. This is your first experience at congressional work, and you're given so much power. So, lahat yan, hindi mo makukumbinsi. Yan ang mga real intentions of the speaker. He spread out all the perks and the goodies so that maging solid yung kanyang kinatatayuan. But
Is it solid, sir?
No, because if it's wrong, it's wrong. It may just be a matter of time, but sooner or later, a lot more will realize when they talk to their people. Because people are clamoring for us to work. I meet these people in the malls, outside. Congressman Atienza, magtrabaho naman kayo. Ikaw, exempted ka. Alam ko gusto mo magtrabaho. Pero that's, the members of Congress will be hearing this from their constituents, and they'll also reconsider their position.
So let me ask you now, Congressman Lito, do you think that you will hear this at the House of Representatives before March 11? Didinggin ho kaya ito sa komite bago kayo magbakasyon on March 11?
I don't know what Speaker Cayetano is waiting for. The President has already admonished him. You better tackle the problem now. Open the hearings. If he doesn't follow the President, then the thing will speak for itself. Maybe we should have a new Speaker.
All right. Again, that hearing by the Senate is going to happen at 10 a.m. Will you be watching that?
I would want to, because I'd like to know what the real issues that will be presented to them.
Good, because there are issues that need to be answered. Questions already asked by the Solicitor General before the Supreme Court on the quo warranto, and of course the other one being the gag order. And I believe that ABS-CBN was given 10 days and 5 days for this, which should lapse, if I'm not mistaken, today. So this is going to be an evolving story. Congressman Lito Atienza, maraming salamat po. As always, good to see you.
Ako po magpapasalamat sapagkat kailangan pag-usapan ito. The more people knowing about the issues, the better for the democratic institution that we have founded and reestablished. Let us protect it para pakinabangan ito ng lahat ng henerasyon, not only us.
Maraming
Thank you,
salamat.
Pinky.
I agree. CNN Philippines will reach out to House Speaker Alan Peter Cayetano for his comment on this issue. But thank you for joining us here on The Source. I'm Pinky Webb. You're watching CNN Philippines.